Hey everyone, it's Don with Don's Field of Dreams cards. Been waiting to share some of these. I've gotten quite a few gifts from YouTubers lately, which, as always, never expected, but always appreciated. Way too kind to get all the stuff, and looking forward to this upcoming weekend. Going to see Scott Reindeer Studios and Chris from Missouri, uh, Canadian Mike Sports Cards. Um, I know Eric Fourleaf is going to be at the Strongsville show on Friday. I'm going to miss him. I'm not going to be able to get there till Saturday. So, really looking forward to hanging out with those guys and meeting Chris in person. Again, as always, the friendships is what this is all about, and that's the main reason I'm going up to Cleveland. And even some of the gifts that I've received are not guys that I know super well, but just amazing people. So, I think I showed this a couple videos ago from my good friend Nina S. Sent me this great Buck Blasters. Thanks again, Nina. Then I got a gift from Rocket Rick 18, who lives down in West Virginia, fairly new to YouTube, and I did a shout out for his channel, and as a thanks, he sent me some awesome vintage Pirates cards. Got a 54 Bob Perky, 54 Bowman. That's a Sid Gordon. I have to be honest, I'm not very familiar with him. Nice 53 Forest Maine. And a really nice, always like this card, the 53 Dick Grope. I think there were a few other cards he sent me as well. So one thing that you got to be careful of anymore on YouTube is what you say. I made a random comment one time showing a random card that I kind of like cards kneeling. So I am forever branded with that now, I guess. It gets brought up all the time. And a good friend, Dustin Abram, sent me this cool Kirby Puckett kneeling with the big bats. So if that's what it takes to get free cards, I'll be known as a kneeling guy. Thanks again, Dustin. I appreciate it. Ground Chuck sent me this very cool Stan Musial piece. Great to add to the collection. But what was really cool, he asked me if I had one of these, and I didn't. And I never even seen one before. And I don't know if he picked it up at a flea market. He told me, but I forget. But he got me this mini bat. I don't know if it'll show up here. There we go, with Stan Musial engraved in it. This is such an awesome piece. So thankful for this. And, I wasn't expecting gifts. We haven't really talked before. I watch his videos, and apparently he watches mine since he knows about Stan Musial, but just a super thoughtful gift. Then Chris from Missouri sent me this great piece. Now, you might have seen a video where I showed that I have this piece already, which I do. But what's awesome about getting a second one of these is, let me pull this out of the sleeve here. On the back, it talks about the game, Stan's last game. This was presented at. So I'm thinking about maybe displaying this somehow with, this on the left and maybe this on the other side so you can see both. So, Chris, thanks again for sending me that a while back. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to meeting you in person this weekend. So then Jesse, Think Blue 77, sent me a package and sent me 3 different things, and one of them just really blew me away. So Jesse, if you haven't seen his channel, not only does he have great cards, but Jesse has a really great memorabilia collection. And I do collect players that are in the background of other cards that weren't meant to be theirs, like this. So these are from Jesse. This Hank Aaron card with Roy Campanella in the back. Very cool. You've got Albert Pujols with Justin Verlander in the front there. And then you have Gary Carter and newly elected Fred McGriff. So he sent me what I would call 3 packages in one, and I personally think they keep getting better as I go on. So the next thing he sent me was this mug with the pose from Jackie Robinson's 1950 Bowman card, one of my favorites. And Jesse's a really big Dodgers fan. Rotate it a little bit. It's got my man Roberto Clemente. And then one more bonus. As I drop it here. Stan the Man. So what a great mug. Awesome gift from Jesse. But I was really blown away by this next piece. And I did the smell test. This is from 1949. And I had been wanting one of these for a long time. And Jesse mentioned right when I had done my new card room video that he saw a spot for this. And he's absolutely right. This is going to go up on the wall. And this is the Time magazine from 1949 of Stan Musial. I was just blown away when he included this. It's not a super expensive piece, but it's not cheap either. And for him to send me this, dated September 5th, 1949, I'm just thrilled to have that piece. So Jesse, you outdid yourself, buddy. I called him that night. I was so blown away just to thank him. Just as I said before, so many thoughtful people in this community. Couple pickups, not much here to show. And here's a pickup that I had never bought one of these before, but I forget, somebody showed this card maybe on a text chat or something. And I saw this play live, like many of you did, and thought it was a historical moment. And I wanted to get a Topps Now of Ichiro striking out Mike Trout. Just felt like I saw a piece of history live. Obviously wasn't there, but I could say I saw it on TV. So I thought this was a neat piece to celebrate that occasion. I did show on a video not too long ago that I'm picking up some basketball players here and there. And again, I don't know a ton about my basketball. I want to say this is 1961, but I'm not 100% of Hall of Famer Dolph Schayes. And you would think I would learn to make videos with my readers on so I can read this stuff, but I never do. So that's a very cool card. And then going back to YouTube, you learn so much from other YouTubers. And if you didn't see it, I was on a video with the other Clemente guys for the VR for Scott and Eric and some of those other guys, and it was Clemente Collector, Theo, Lou Rock, John Mangini, and Mark Rudog 21. If you want to get some knowledge about cards and collections, and I'm not talking about my portion of it, the collections that these guys have, and I would easily say I had the 5th best collection out of the 5. This guy here might have a little something to do why my Clemente collection isn't better, because some of the money goes towards him. But just cards I had never seen before, and the knowledge, it's such a great video in my opinion. And I think, if you get a chance, go watch it. So speaking of knowledge from the community, John Mangini had mentioned that he got an item from this place, and it's called Manny's Baseball Land. And apparently it was outside of Yankee Stadium. I guess it was I don't know if it was a memorabilia store. It must have been something along those lines. And I don't remember the player John showed, but I didn't know anything about these. And so I picked up, I don't know if I can get this in here, Stan Musial. So they're kind of like photographs, sort of. Or I guess they are. They're not, obviously not cards, but just another unique piece to add to my collection. It was not super expensive. I would like to get the Clemente someday from that set. So that's all I got to share today, guys. As always, thanks for watching my video, and I'll talk to you soon.